Okay, hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. So one of the things we've been trading is NFLX, short squeeze. I didn't buy just puts because during this time here I wasn't sure. I knew it was gonna have. I saw with the squeeze it was gonna have a big move either down or up. So did a long straddle, turned it into a diagonal. So made some nice profits on it. Would have been a lot more if I had just bought puts, but that is closed out. Okay. Now, one thing I want you to notice on this is one of the things where people make a lot of mistakes, is that when a stock starts going down, people get excited. They're like, oh, I'm going to buy some puts here. No. Look at the put-call ratio. It's jacked up. 46,000 people today bought calls, 48,000 bought puts. That is pushing this up. This typically means it's time for retracement back to the 8 EMA, which was 364. I would not advocate buying calls here, but selling a put spread actually makes a lot of sense. TLT, nice mover here. Beautiful squeeze, nice volume. Now the put call ratio on this, not quite as critical as volume and not quite as critical as what's going on with the futures market. So the main thing that's driving this right now, just to be aware, is that there's an open gap here in the bond market at about 142 and change. So I'm looking for a little bit more upside to at least we can fill that gap, okay? And then that'll benefit TLT. So everything there looks really good. And then if we look at TLT, in terms of an ETF, I think that's something that's going to have a pretty fantastic move. If we look at crude oil here, I mean, everybody's kind of like, wow, is this thing done? Is it, what's happening here? This thing hasn't even gotten started yet, okay? There's a lot of crazy stuff going on here. This is going to be related to both the dollar and to what the U.S. government wants to accomplish with that. Okay, so a lot of continued stuff there. And then the next thing here too is gold. Now, gold, a lot of people have been talking about like, wow, gold's had this amazing rally. Yeah, on a weekly chart, all it's done is come back to its 8-period moving average. And I'm looking at gold reaching a peak here and rolling back over and dying. And I think the best way to take advantage of that is going to be dust. Now, dust right now is dust. It had a big move up. It's come all the way down, but I'm looking at some areas here of potential support. It might take another couple of days or so, and then we get another shock to the upside. And then another big one that's setting up here is natural gas. I actually really like this, UNG. Okay, so how to play this with UNG? Well, or how to play natural gas really. And there's a couple different ways to do this. So one way to do this, of course, is with futures. Now, if you understand futures, that's great. The natural gas futures contract is pretty big. And I've traded futures for a long time. I like futures, but I don't recommend it for brand new people. It's not like, hey, let's go trade some futures. Instead, look at UNG. And I love this setup here. And what we've done here is we've got limited risk. Okay, so our max, with futures, you can wake up, futures can do a lot of stuff. But here, this is fixed. That's your max risk right there. And in this case, I just turned it into a debit spread with the expectation that this will lose a little premium, and that'll offset, we've got positive theta on this trade. And if this thing explodes higher, that's fine. Guess what? We've got, a lot of times people see the short option and go, well, what happens if this explodes higher? Well, you make max profit is what happens. So that's fine. Okay. All right. Okay, so real quick, I'm doing a class this Saturday. I've had a lot of questions about it. And what I want to tell you about, 3 things. Well, maybe 2 things. 1, a money-back guarantee. And 2 bonuses. I can't spell. And then 2 new setups that I have never talked about before. So, November 29th, that's this Saturday, I'm going to do a class on ETFs. And, okay, we don't need to go through all that. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, defending, hedging, the best time to take your profits, etc., etc. But what I want to get to is the meat of this. And that is this. there's going to be two new setups that I've never discussed before. Okay, an example of this would be the DMI explosion. Now, that's not what I'm going to talk about. I've already talked about that, but I've been doing this for 25 years. There are setups out there that I use in specific situations that work great that I haven't had to use in a while. Well, there's two that apply to this current market condition and what we're seeing in 2015 with what's going on in the dollar. I want to share those with you. I made a crap load of money with those the last time I used them, mostly in 1999, 2000, and 2001. We're getting to that situation again. Now, guess what? What happens if it's not exactly like 99, 2000, 2001? That's fine. They're still awesome setups. But the next thing is, for those of you that took the Simpler Options and Simpler Stocks ETF courses in 2013 and earlier in 2014, what I want to tell you is that this is not the same course in any way, shape, or form. Okay, that was high school. This is college. It's all new slides, some never-before-seen setups, and a full battle plan for the unique situation the world is facing in 2015. And to clarify this, to put my money where my mouth is, because here's the thing, I hate it when people are nervous about signing up for a class. Like, John, look, I like your classes. It's just I've done this before. You've talked about ETFs. So I want to be very, very clear here. You're seeing this in writing. For those of you that took the Simpler Options ETF course in 2013 and the Simpler Stocks ETF course in 2014, if you have any reservations about taking the same class over again, you can take this class with absolutely no stress. Why? If after the Saturday class you feel for any reason this was not new and awesome material, then you can have a full refund. Okay? I don't want you to be nervous about taking this class and thinking like, my God, I've already taken this class. So hopefully that makes sense, and looking forward to that. And then we've got a couple of bonuses. Well, let me get to that here. Okay, so what's the deal? I'm going to take you to a link real quick and show you simpleroptions.com/creator. The Saturday class is this Saturday, November 29th, 2 to 6 East Coast time, 4 hours plus, and then there'll be live trading Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, December 1st through the 3rd during market hours. There's 2 bonus classes, which I'll show you, and of course, if you have any questions, you can give us a call, send us an email. So what does this look like? Let's do this. Well, let's just look at this. Let's just go to the here's the deal. If you guys are interested in the 497 class, this is the Saturday class. And remember, a couple things on this. 2 new setups I've never talked about before. I'm excited to share those. I've been using them in this market. It's like, wow, I can't believe I have not been using them, dusting them off. It's kind of like, it's interesting when you've been trading for a long time. It's kind of like you forget more information than I remember taking so much information in the first 2 years, but it's like over the 25 years you forget so much, and you go back and consult your notes. It's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I haven't been doing this, and now I've been doing it. It's like, okay, this is amazing. So I'm going to share those 2 setups. So I'll be talking about that during the Saturday class. I've never talked about those before. This is stuff, it's good stuff. I also talked about the money back guarantee. I don't want you guys to be nervous about this. If you've taken the Simpler Options ETF course or the Simpler Stocks ETF course, this is not the same thing. If you took it and you take this one, you say, John, I'm calling you out. This was the same thing. I'm completely happy to offer you a refund, a full refund. Okay. The next thing, though, of course, the $9.97 is 3 days of live trading. That, of course, includes this. But one thing we're doing different this time that we haven't done before, you can scroll back up here, is that there's 2 bonuses with this. First, we're going to be doing a live class called Plan or Get Slaughtered at the end of the year. It's December 31st, all day live trading. This is going to be a $9.97 class, and not only are we're going to be doing like trading plans, but also end of year trades. We've called that, I think, the tax loss selling class, but we're going to be covering that as well. You get that for free. It's included, okay? And then we're going to do a bonus follow-up webinar. We're going to be charging $297 for this for people to attend, and where we're going to essentially, in 30 to 60 days, review all this material and get you the most updated stuff as to what's working now based on all the stuff I'm going to be talking about on Saturday based on the US dollar and all these different ETFs. You also get this for free, okay? So it's like $1,200 in classes included for free in this. So anyway, wanted to just make sure you got it. Okay, where are we here? So let's go down here. Let's bring up the link and let's review this real quick and get ready for Thanksgiving. So simpleroptions.com/creator. Again, Saturday class. I think the main thing is 2 new setups because that's the biggest question I get. And if you've done the SO or Simpler Stocks ETF class, and if after this class you're like, John, this was not new and awesome stuff, you can get a full refund. Okay, I don't want you to be stressed about that. Okay, and that's not going to be a big deal. I get that. I don't want you to be nervous about it. This is those classes you took before were kind of high school. This is college. If you don't feel that way, no questions asked. You get a refund. And then, of course, the 3-day class, $9.97, 3 days live trading, and it includes the Saturday class plus those 2 bonuses. Okay? simpleroptions.com/creator. You guys have a great night. For those of you that'll be in the trading room on Wednesday, I'll see you there. And have a great Thanksgiving. It's been a very fun and interesting 2014. I think 2015 is going to rock.